Cedefop turned 40 in 2015. The oldest European agency, with Eurofound, it is more experienced and busier than ever. For 40 years, Cedefop has played an essential role in strengthening European cooperation in VET, vocational education and training. It has seen many changes, not least transformation of a European economic community of 9 member states into a European Union of 28. Cedefop's anniversary theme is Old Roots for New Roots. Old roots of established training systems must provide new routes to jobs and careers for Europe's citizens. The 1968 student movement led to a radical rethink of education, including its relations with the labour market. The economic crisis provoked by the 1973 oil shock resulted in widespread unemployment. In response, the European Economic Community launched its first social action programme. It included an aim to create a European Vocational Training Institute, an idea first proposed by members of the European Economic and Social Committee, including German trade union representative Maria Weber. The European Centre for the Development of Vocational Training, known as Cedefop from its French acronym, was established on the 10th of February 1975. Its first home was Bundesallee 22, West Berlin, West Germany. Placing Cedefop in West Berlin was a political decision to demonstrate that the divided city was part of the European Economic Community. Cedefop's inauguration in 1977 took place against a backdrop of protests by the Soviet Union. The 1992 Maastricht Treaty created the European Union. A year later, the European Council decided to relocate Cedefop to Thessaloniki in Greece. After 20 years in central Berlin, Cedefop moved to the outskirts of Thessaloniki in September 1995. In 1999, it moved into a new building equipped with the latest technology. Cedefop's governing board, comprising representatives of the European Commission, member states and social partners, has overseen its work for the past 40 years. The agency staff, now 120, comes from all over the European Union. Cedefop's first work programme followed the priorities of Europe's 1974 Social Action Programme, namely helping young people trapped by rising unemployment and securing equal opportunities for women and migrants. These issues became constant themes of Cedefop's work, along with improving continuing training to help workers adapt to new technologies and boosting mobility through a better understanding of qualifications. What were seen as short-term economic fluctuations in the late 1970s were really deep-seated structural changes. In addressing such themes today, as Europe slowly exits another economic crisis, Cedefop's work reflects a more complex world. VET has to meet technological advanced demands, undreamed of 40 years ago, and challenges of globalization and an aging workforce.
In my view, our main responsibilities are 3. The first, how to make vocational education and training more attractive. The second, how to match skills with the labour markets. And the third, how to link employability to lifelong learning.
Cedefop carries out research that supports European and national VET policy. It focuses on linking education and employment through qualifications frameworks, work-based learning, and validation of informal and non-formal learning. It has helped develop several European tools, including the European Qualifications Framework and Europass, to make it easier to move between countries and between different types of learning. Cedefop also operates as a forum, bringing together policymakers, social partners, researchers and practitioners to share ideas and debate the best ways to improve VET. And it manages networks, including Refernet, its major information provider on member state developments.
With its impressive network established over all these years, Cedefop is ideally placed to lead the way in reinvigorating vocational training. Its unique forum through which best practices, exchanges, expert policy advice and advocacy can be developed is perhaps more important today than ever before.
What they've said they're looking for is a report on transport in Ireland.
Over the past 40 years, Cedefop has published around 4,000 publications in various languages. Since 2000, the shift has been to online communication and, more recently, social media. Cedefop's work is widely cited in policy papers by the European Commission, education and training journals, and in the press.
I look for Cedefop's support through its expert analysis of reforms in vocational education and training in member states. I also look for its support through its insights into labour market trends, such as forecasts of skill supply and demand and research on skill mismatch. Cedefop remains as relevant today as it was 40 years ago.
At 40, Cedefop, working closer with member states and social partners, is challenged by a world of work increasingly dependent on skills. Will skill supply match demand? What new skills will older workers need? How important will green skills be? These are some of the questions Cedefop is working on to ensure that old routes lead to new routes.